Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Caster, and we are going to go through a little bit of a tips and tricks / tutorial of how to make a Corvette in No Man's Sky. So for this particular video I am in creative mode, so I have access to all of the pieces currently available. More are to come for this asset in the game, I am sure, in the future. That's exactly what I'm hoping for anyway. I mean, there are some slots missing. I'm sure there's going to be more pieces, more modules added, and I hope that I get some of my desired ones to come in as well. Now, to build a Corvette, you are going to need at least a landing gear, at least one habitation, at least one cockpit, and at least one reactor. Now, when you build these, it will say that they need to be fitted together. So let's put down a landing gear there. Then what we're going to do is just get a habitation module and stick this on. Then we're going to get a bit of a cockpit, put it on there, and then we'll grab a landing bay, and then we'll grab some sort of reactor. And we also need weapons and thrusters to also make this work. Now, I'm just sticking these on anywhere at the moment in time. Now, we have them fitted and they're all connected, but if we start to move these around, so let's say I move this onto the side here, we'll get rid of this one, put it there. We've now got the landing gear a bit hidden. If we put another hab on top, then put the landing gear on that, but move these around, you can see now that the habitation module is not actually connected to the landing bay or the cockpit. It's kind of just sort of floating on its own. We can also take this one off here. Let's actually put on another hab module onto the side. Then we'll put on these thrusters, and then we can take this one off, and it will say, look, oh no, we're a bit red there. So we can actually fly this thing if we have a reactor on. So let's get our reactor and just put it on the back end here, and then so you don't actually need every module sort of attached to each other for this to actually work. That can be there, for example. I mean, look, it's not even on the same plane, and we can go and fly this thing now. So it's just, I know it's a bit silly me doing this, but what I'm pointing out here is that you can make some crazy builds as part of your Corvette, because the modules don't even really need to be attached. Right? I mean, look, it's a bit mental. So you can really mess around with it, the habs and all of the thrusters and everything else you can put on, and just sort of make it as crazy as you like. Don't be misled by the fact that you may need all these fitted. Of course, it makes, in my opinion, for better immersion and better gameplay if they are, but you can just create a bunch of crazy builds by just knowing that you don't have to have everything fitted together. So the other thing I wanted to highlight today was some offset building. So if we get our landing pad back in and we put this right in the middle of this X here, or cross even if you look at it this way, which actually lines up completely with the middle of the space station, which is quite nice. And then we get a habitation module. Just pick one up. You'll see here that we can't actually put this in the middle. It has to be on either side. This is a 2x1 hab module, and it has to be under either one of the two modules. If we do a singular one, that will actually fit on the landing gear in the middle, but really it would still be a 3x1 there. And if we put on an extra one, for example, it would still be a sort of 3x1, if you get what I'm saying. So if I get rid of these, what I want to do is put my habitation module bang in the middle. And we can do that by putting our hab on. Then we're going to go across and get the rock hopper propeller module from the structural components and wings. And if we turn this around, so we can actually switch any part by pressing R1 or L1, and it will turn it either way. And some can actually be flipped. We'll come on to that in a bit. Now, if you look at this side here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 snapping points. And if we go to the other side and switch it around using our L1, R1, there's actually only 2. And on this side, it will only fit on either hab, which is a bit strange. I don't know why it's not the same, but it just isn't. We can offset this now. If we put this rock hopper here and then we go into edit, we can actually move this across the snap points of the propeller, put it on there, get rid of the propeller, and now look, it's in the middle of the actual landing gear, which is nice. That's how I want it. That's what I want it to be like. This also works, by the way, if we get another hab and put it here, and then we go across to our exterior decorations. We can use either the antenna, the ducting outlet, the streamlined trim cap, or the streamlined trim. And if we fit that on the side here, what we can do is edit this one, and we can move it around on this snap point. So at the moment we can go over to this side. If we put it over here, look how out of joint it is now that we can do that. Because it's sort of walking around the snap point of that item we put on. If we put it on there, look, we actually have it as like halfway down the habitation module we put on the landing gear, so it's even more sort of out of sync, and we can make some really interesting builds this way. And then we can just add other habitation modules to that particular module and have it sort of fitting out that way, so it's halfway down, and also the free habs are kind of in the middle of the 2x1, if that makes sense, or the other way around. So to get this mirrored on this side, what we can do is quite easy. We can just put one on this snapping point, so it snaps up with the one that is lower down, and then we can put one across like that and just delete the one in the middle, and there you go, we have it attached nicely. And actually a 3x2 will fit on here quite nicely. Now let's have a look at the inside here, because I'm wondering if these actually marry up and you can actually get in and out. I think that would be interesting to know. Let's put a landing bay in, and what we need just to give ourselves the ability to have a look inside. As we head inside our build, you can see here that we can't actually get in. It hasn't created the doorways that you need to get in to either side. So really those hab modules will act as extra cargo, or so it says, but they are more acting as though they are build pieces rather than hab modules. So just be aware of that when you are building it out, that is a little bit of an issue. But yeah, you can use it to build out your Corvettes in a much different way than just sticking the habs on next to each other. But yeah, you will lose the ability to actually use them. Some things to remember when you are building out your Corvette is that some of these items in the core modules actually do different things in terms of stats. So just be aware when you're hovering over them what they actually deliver. Now the landing bays don't really offer anything in terms of stats, but they are still considered core modules. And of course the landing thrusters have different stats, although not too dissimilar to each other. Then you've got a load of thrusters which offer different stats as well. And then of course you've got the defensive systems, your shields and your weapons. And then you've got the reactors. Only the Zenith class reactor offers warp, cell efficiency and hyperdrive range. The Medusa is the boost and maneuverability, whilst the Azimuth class is also launch cost, pulse drive, and it automatically recharges the launch systems. And then you've got the Seto class reactor, which is shield strength, so just be aware of that. If you hover over the shields, you'll see that they also deliver shield strength as well. So just be aware when you're putting on your modules which ones you want to be putting on to get decent stats. I do have a video about how to max out your stats. Go check it out for a more detailed overview of that system. What I want to do is put on the Thunderbird thrusters here, but they don't seem to be in the place that I really want them unless I build this out. They might be all right there, but what I'm going to do is have them on some scaffolding. So some heavy scaffolding here. I'm going to turn it around using LT. So if you use LT on an Xbox controller, it will turn it around for you, so you can put it on which way you like. Also, if you hover over them, you can duplicate it by pressing RB, and it will just give you another one of the one you just put down, and then we can switch it around and put it on the other side. Same with any habitation module. If I wanted this reactor here, if I pressed RB on my controller, it will duplicate it for me, and I can just put it elsewhere. Saves time than going in to the build menu constantly. What we can also do with our build pieces, if we go onto our structural decoration here, what I want is one of these. A Vespa cowling. It's a bit too long. Let's go with a hard frame cowling. And what we can actually do is if I press X on my controller, it will actually flip it. So it's now upside down, and we can put it on like that. And it will give a nice smooth outline at the bottom of the cockpit there, rather than just having this sort of block on the end. Makes it look a little bit unfinished. We can get some of these finishing pieces and stick it on like that by sort of flipping it upside down. You can also do this with other pieces. So let's say, for example, I want to put on this Super Cruise foil here, and I flip it upside down like that. I can put it on, and then I can flip it again and actually fit it on top. So you kind of get this sort of finishing look with two on, one at the bottom, one at the top, just sort of finishing off the end there, rather than having this sort of, you know, again, just a straight square block at the bottom there. What we can also do with it is actually turn it the other way around. So if I press LT on my Xbox controller, you can now see that I can put it on this way around, and if I flip it, it'll be the right way around to go onto this side. So definitely useful there to know if you didn't already. The same can be said for other parts. If I want to flip it upside down and then turn it around, I can fit this under here. That is a Super Cruise cowling here, and if I wanted to, I could put on the turbine cowling on top, and then we've got this sort of nice little finish on either side, making it look like it's some sort of fast Corvette. So definitely really nice finishing like that. Also, if you want to change the colors, you can see on the sort of top left hand side it says colors there. That is the two squares sort of inside of each other on my controller. If I hit on that, you'll see that the colors come up. I wish they'd give us more colors, to be honest. I don't know why they put them together for us. I kind of want it the same way as the exosuit has it, where you can just sort of pick your color. But we'll go with some sort of, I don't know, cobalt and orange for this one. Go for an inverted gloss finish, but that will give us a nice orange color, which I don't actually like, so I don't know why I said it's nice. And what we're going to do is just change the color again. And what shall I go with? Let's go with maroon and sky blue, but inverted, so we get the sky blue come out. So I don't need to go into my build menu, remember. I can just go hover over the piece I want. I can duplicate it, and it will already be upside down. Now, for some reason, it does change it to the side. I don't know why, but it's just one click away to make it the right way. And then, yeah, there it is. We can just do it that way rather than keep going in and out of our build menu. So it works that way as well. So it's already upside down for you. One thing to note is that the joints don't actually move. Like, you can't turn them. I kind of like to be able to turn them. They've got this like hole linkage does turn, I believe. If we have a look at that one, yeah, that one does turn. Or did I just put that on there? I did. So if we go back in, let's have a look at this hole linkage. These ones don't seem to turn, which is a bit weird. I really wish they would, but they don't. Just so you know. And when you do change the colour of something, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, we can just hover over here and just press the colours button, and it will change whatever you want to that particular colour palette that you've chosen. So yeah, quite good there, nice and easy. This ship is coming together. It's a bit of a beast, but it is coming together. So let's see how this absolute monstrosity flies. We do need to put some staircases in here. There is a bit of a glitch going on with this, which is a little bit annoying. It seems to only happen with this one, which I believe is the Titan hab. So I may change that out, but let's get some stairs in. If you want a video on interiors, I've done a video on interiors. That doesn't go anywhere, so we need to get rid of that. And perhaps put it over here. Yeah, that's the one. And then we can go up into our cockpit, and yeah, we'll see what this thing's like. I mean, it's an absolute beast, isn't it? But yeah, you can make some insane builds by using that off-step technique, by flipping things around and making sure that they, you know, look all nice and finished, if you like. I probably could put a couple under there actually to finish this off properly. I do miss some things and have to go back and change them up. But look at the state of this thing. Look at it, look at it, look at it. It's still cool. I still do like it. You can make some insane builds in this game. And look, we've got a bit of miscoloured there as well. So I have gone in and added those parts, and added a few more bits and pieces as well, because that's what I like to do with my builds. I go in, I check it out, I have a look, and then I add and take away pieces as I see fit. And that's really what you've got to do with these Corvette builds. Go in, enjoy yourself, see what you can build, go crazy. I'm not the best builder in No Man's Sky ever, including with general bases. So, you know, don't take too much away from me for this particular build. But yeah, I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely crazy. So there you go, guys. There is my tutorial / guide on how to build Corvettes in No Man's Sky. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do put in the comments anything that I may have missed or you feel should have been added. Hopefully, I will see you in the next video. Take care out there, and bye-bye.